Hello there, welcome to Club Nintendo level 179. 179. I had to check that right here. Full crew is here. How's it going, Aaron?
It's going well.
I hear your 3DS has been reborn with
It
monsters, giving it new life.
Yeah. Monster Hunter 4. It's a great game.
$8, $9. How much
was
$9?
Yeah.
Yeah, heck of a deal. I remember. I remember getting the Japan version for like $70 because I wanted it early, and that was interesting.
Was that the one on the Wii U?
No, the 3DS.
Oh, okay.
Monster Hunter 4. It came out there first. Felt like 6 months.
It's crazy.
And I played around with it. How's it going, John?
What's up, guys?
Hey, a lot of Xenoblade in my life right now.
Thought you finished that.
I finished 2, and then I finished. Starting from a 20-hour save file, I finished 1, and on Saturday I finished X, also from like a 15, 20-hour save file. So I've put in a lot of Xenoblade in the past month.
Where did all this time come from? I thought you didn't have time for
I normally don't have time. This has been an anomaly. And I've somehow fit in an ungodly number of playtime, as each of these games averages probably over 100 hours each. They're fantastic, and my Wii U has been given new life on the Switch's birthday. My Xenoblade
Get that thing out of here.
my Xenoblade X playtime here. I'm up to 120.
Oh, you're holding it. Why are you
120
holding it?
playing my Wii U also.
Oh my god, what's wrong with you guys?
124 hours in X so far.
Oh, I can't believe
and
it.
I gotta
You
say,
buried that thing. Why
it's X is such a good game though, John. I'm not sure how far you got into it, but flying around that world, it's kind of the Monster Hunter loop gameplay, I would say, and I'm kind of curious to talk about that in a little bit. But
a lot of grinding, right?
But there at the end of the game, when you're like, yeah, there's some grind now. You want the better mechs. You want to be able to kill these creatures that even at max level cap you still can't get because it's more about gear in X and not even the grinding. The side quests in X, they really did the side quests and all the affinity quests like. It's much more of a big part of the game than the other games. So you really want to do the quests, and they're voice acted, a lot of them, and there's a lot of content. So I'm glad I finished with X because that's the one I want to keep digging into until I, explore everything.
X is on Wii U, right?
It is. Yeah, that's Wii U one.
It's Chronicles X is what they call it, right?
Yeah, Chronicles X. Yep. And that's the one rumored to hit Switch next year.
Why wouldn't it? I mean,
it should.
Yeah.
It's a great game. But I gotta say the dual screen thing is nice. But I'm sure I could live without it. But it is nice when you're flying to be able to glance down the map, the big map, and see where you're flying over.
It probably would have been nice to play Breath of the Wild with that set with the map always being a.
It probably would have. But they couldn't make that version different. At all.
That's what I'm doing right now with Wind Waker HD.
Oh yeah, the map on the bottom is so good.
It's such a good, yeah.
So why all of a sudden are you like playing all these Wii U games?
Because I just had an urge. I was like, you know what? I haven't played any Zelda games in a while, like anything new.
Wind Waker is the true Zelda game, Joe.
No, I feel like it's been a while. I mean, even though I just finished, like the DLC on Breath of the Wild, it's still. I don't know. It's been a year since.
And Wind Waker is so good. Like,
how's it going back to a linear Zelda after?
That's really weird because they really force you down this path. It's like you have to go in even when you're like sailing for the first time, you have to go like east and then you have to go south. So they like make you go down this one path. Yeah,
but that's weird.
It's interesting with X though. It was like almost a test bed for Breath of the Wild because you can literally swim to the end continent at the very beginning of the game. There's nothing stopping you, and the flying is like another level of exploration beyond what Link can do by gliding. And so it feels like a sibling. And Monolith I know worked on Breath of the Wild, but it is weird playing on the Wii U again so much. And I it's kind of nostalgic now. It's been a while.
It doesn't really feel that weird now that I've gotten used to the Switch, because then whenever I want to go into the other room to like watch TV or something, then I just switch the game onto the controller.
I haven't played some off-screen TV play.
It's got off TV play.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been playing off TV playing the X. Not as much. It is so much more beautiful on the TV. And that's
I was gonna say, like, the low res, the Wii U screen is.
It's weird. Once you start playing a game, you really get it. You get absorbed into it, right?
You forget about it. Yeah.
But it's supposed to be 720p, right? Isn't it?
No, it's 480p.
Okay, 480. Okay.
But yeah, once you get into a game, I think. Of course, it's nicer on the Switch screen.
Well, I think Wind Waker you probably wouldn't be able to tell because it's cell shaded.
Yeah.
But I feel like Xenoblade's kind of jaggedy looking even on the TV.
It is.
X jaggedy looking. X looks great.
It needs like some anti-aliasing.
Yeah, there's no The textures are a little rough, and
I mean, close-up stuff can be rough, but most of the stuff is actually really good looking.
I mean, as a whole, I think the game looks really good. I'm just saying, if you like dig into like,
it looks better than Breath of the Wild on the Switch to me. But that might be fighting words.
I think that
I mean, Breath of the Wild
looks great, but there are frame rate issues you run into. I've not run the frame rate issues.
There were frame rate issues. Aren't they fixed? Aren't those fixed?
I think
most of them are.
Yeah,
if you get the motorcycle though, you can wreck some havoc to that frame rate.
I'd imagine.
Yeah, but anyways,
how's the frame rate in Xenoblade? That thing's got to suffer when you're in battles and stuff, right?
I thought it was pretty terrible when I played it. It was
Xenoblade 2?
Yeah, it's only 30, right? Isn't it locked to 30?
There's some moves you can whip out at 2 that just like annihilate the system. It's like, dude, I was not designed to do this. Some end closing moves in Xenoblade 2 that just put that system to a whole. One of the final boss fight, I finally figured out the battle mechanic of the orb smashing, and I wreaked this like 2.5 million damage on this dude, and I wasn't sure if my system would blow up. It was nuts. Yeah.
Well, Digital Foundry does like the resolution. They like look at the video. They check that stuff. They were saying it goes down to 240p sometimes.
No, it was not noticeable at all during my gameplay, except for a couple of moments like that.
Come on, Tim.
That's like a YouTube video from like 2007.
No, I did not notice a 240p dip ever.
That was on handheld mode. I don't think it ever goes down.
Oh, I played most of the game on the TV, to be fair.
Yeah, but I think docked it goes down to like 540p or something.
But I did not notice. Sometimes. I did not know resolution dips. I noticed like it just going crazy at like
I don't know. It seems like a pretty wide range of resolutions on that game.
But it is beautiful when it's doing its thing, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, Xenoblade is now one of my favorite franchises of all time. I am hooked on this series, and even like playing the Wii game, the graphics you get past them, and it's at moments quite beautiful even today. A lot of those landscapes you're in. Yeah,
and good music, right?
Amazing. Yeah, and good call not doing the 3DS version. A lot better on the TV, I must say.
Yeah, and I bet the audio is less compressed too. Like the 3DS audio is probably.
Yeah, and I was glad that the Japanese audio as well.
Oh yeah, that too.
I gotta say, 1 was the most grindy. There were moments in the game where you really just had to grind out some levels because you're just getting whooped. And
like that happens
especially towards the end of the game.
Not even that far.
Especially towards the end of the game, yeah. And in the levels seem to matter more in the original Xenoblade, where like a single level could like make your character that much more powerful, like in an exponential way. It wasn't a slow, gradual thing. It was like, wow, I'm now really powerful with that one level. And then like X contrary, super easy to level up, and you get max level pretty easily. Especially with the mechs, there's ways to just like level up rapidly, taking down enemies 10 levels higher than you to just like rapidly get to the cap of 60 for that game. But the thing with that game is you'll still get whipped at level 60 for some characters because a lot more about gear too. So yeah, they're all three very different great games. But yeah, can't believe I finished the whole trilogy already.
Can't believe you finished it like in 1 week.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. They're each a week. A week for the original week for I didn't think I'd ever finish those 2 games, but I felt like two was that good, guys. It encouraged me to get back into the other ones. It was that good. And the New Game Plus came out, so at some point I'll be doing that. I should the last thing I'll say for now is I really like in the New Game Plus in the original Xenoblade, you keep your high leveled character, so I don't have to grind out that again. So I could mainline the story really quickly if I just want to go through and experience the story in a streamlined way, which could be fun. I think 2 does that with the levels as well. So, but anyways, what have you been playing, John?
I've been playing Night in the Woods, which is awesome. I love it. It's really good. It's not really even a game. It's more of like one of those story games where you're kind of pushing the character along in the story and just kind of going through the text and everything. But if you guys don't know what it is, it's about this cat.
Okay, cat. Yeah, I was thinking it was like with a fox or cat.
No, it's a cat. Her name's May. She's coming home from college. She actually dropped out of college. She's coming back to her old hometown and kind of meeting up with all her old friends and kind of exploring the things that have changed in the town and kind of, going through, meeting her family up again. It's really interesting. It's got some adult subtexts in it, some like economic and like, social, the ties into it. So it's really interesting.
Does the cat live in?
Cat lives at home.
Middle America, or
I forgot the city name, but it lives in this kind of suburban city-like area.
Okay.
But it's really good. I mean, the animation's really good. The art's really
story's good.
Story's really good. It's really well written.
I mean, there'd have to be, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's really the whole thing's story-driven. You can jump, but that's honestly like the only thing besides talking to people you can do, at least so far that I've run into. I'm probably like halfway through it.
And are you guided to do certain things? Is there like objectives?
There's when you walk by things, there's not really objectives other than to just make sure you're going to the next thing, and they really guide you because they're like, all right, it's time to go to bed now, and you'll go up and go to sleep, and the next day they'll really guide you with these little kind of eyeballs on things you're supposed to walk up to and talk to people. And so far it's been guiding me. I haven't really got to a spot where I felt like I don't know what to do next or anything like that. But I really like the story, really like the writing. Animation's really good. Yeah, it's really awesome. It's pretty short. I'm like halfway through, but I think it's only like 10 hours. So
okay. And did you play the Kirby demo yet?
No, because I just haven't downloaded it yet.
Okay, because it's now on the North American eShop.
Yeah, I did play the Doom update, the patch.
You did. How's the motion?
Motion is good.
You're a Splatooner, so this should seem natural.
It's much more natural. I like it. It's much better than sticks. I'll tell you that. Like it's awesome.
Because you'll use sticks still, and then do fine adjustments with
yes,
the
exactly.
tilt?
Yeah,
right.
You use the sticks for like big moves, and then when you're like just shooting, you kind of use sticks in conjunction with just moving your list, a little bit around just to get the right shots. It's good.
So you'll do one Joy-Con in each hand?
Oh no, I've been using Pro Controller.
Pro. Okay. Yep. Because that does throw me off a bit trying to figure out what am I moving to get the tilt.
I think usually the right. I know in Splatoon the right hand does all the tilt, but
yeah,
it's still,
my brain still is like
it doesn't work very well.
No, yeah.
Resolution it runs a little bit better. Like I can feel like it's definitely a couple frames faster. Not that it run bad before, but you can just tell now in high action areas that they've smoothed some stuff out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say the controls are as like. Everyone online was arguing if it was better than Splatoon or not. I'm really used to Splatoon, so I think it's different. I'm really skewed. Some people were saying that.
I'm just picturing now Doom World with Splatoon characters where you're inking up and painting these characters in ink. Oh gosh, that would be great.
I definitely say if you are someone who doesn't like shooters because you find the controls intimidating, Doom is really good because it's going to help you out a lot. I like it a lot. It's
amazing to me that the PlayStation and Xbox, they still have gyros in their controllers, right?
Oh yeah, no? Definitely.
None of the platforms use that like this.
Wait,
right?
I know PlayStation does. because they had 6-axis and they carried that over, right?
Will they? I don't think the tilt controls are in the Doom version on PS4.
Oh this is a Switch exclusive.
Yeah, why? I'm just baffled why this is not used across other platforms, because it seems like a good thing.
I honestly think people. Well, I think a lot of Switch owners were requesting it. Is what they made it sound like.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think
Aaron,
it's just
do you have a sense
audience.
on why this isn't mainstream? Like PC people are doing this, I think, modding it to do gyro on controllers, right?
Well, I think it's just a whole different audience when you have like, people that play like Nintendo platforms. You're kind of used to that, and you want, like, once you like experience it, then you want it to be on all games.
Yeah,
and kind of like PC, like there's been a large community that's been like experimenting with these type of things, and then when you have the right type of controls like VR or something like that, then it works really well, so they're more like acceptable to it. It's just consoles haven't ever had anything like that. So
are more PC games trying out gyro controls?
Yeah, there's a lot, especially on Steam. There's like a hugely like VR community where you can do like a lot of like workshop stuff. It's pretty cool.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, I'm just baffled why they don't start to use it as an option with the other consoles. It's like,
honestly, I can't really see a Xbox or PlayStation person wanting to use those. Like, I don't know. In my head, I just feel like they're gonna go, that's, I don't need that.
Yeah, I guess, are they like the whole like Move controller era and Kinect? They're just like,
they feel like
scared of it now.
I'm not scared. I don't know.
Did Xbox ever have a gyro controller? Or they just go right to disconnect.
Does Xbox ever have a gyro controller?
Yeah, I don't think that they do. I still think they don't on the Xbox One.
That's insane. That not even for like simple like accelerometer like flips and that's insane.
Okay, I'm looking at some.
You can't even like do anything
here
with your controller with motion in this day and age. Seems like a missed opportunity. Like, what if some crazy game came out on PlayStation 4 that used the gyro, and then Xbox is totally screwed because they can't do it?
Yeah.
And now they have this, they could be like a totally huge, like, what if something like Wii Sports came to PlayStation or something, that manner that used motion, and it's like, we could have had this game, but we decided not to put motion in our controller. Something that would have cost us like $1 probably.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Statement from Microsoft themselves about the lack of motion in the Xbox One. We could have added 6-axis and gyro for telemotion, but they're actually not that accurate. We have a lot of history with them, a lot of experience with them, with the way we have done the 360 steering wheel. We decided to take a different path. What we did, we added IR LEDs to the front of the controller. You can't see them on the front of the actual controller. And in addition to the LED, we also have reflective material added inside the device. So since the system knows in space where the controller is, and you are able to bind your profile to the actual controller you're holding in your hand.
What?
The Kinect, which it no longer exists.
So they messed up, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was cool with the Kinect.
Well, I think if you have had experience with it and it's not any good, you would take the time to improve it,
right?
Like Nintendo did,
right? Yep.
Because the first Wiimote was not very good.
Yeah.
No. And even the Wii Motion Plus wasn't that great. The sit down at the table is better, but it was like much kind of awkward.
Well, I think a lot of gamers like got turned off and they thought like we've moved past that when like in fact
refine it.
Yeah, some games like definitely going all in on like the pointer and the whole wand thing was probably too much, but I think having motion in like a normal controller is definitely like the perfect balance between motion and hardcore. So
yeah.
Or casual, like I could hand this controller over to like a 6-year-old, and in Doom, if you wanted to be able to play around, it'd be much easier for him because he's got that option at least.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Plus, when you're aiming your bow, it just makes sense when you're playing like
Zelda. I never want to play a Zelda without motion aiming.
And Skyrim has the motion, right?
Yeah.
Like Wind Waker's motion aiming with like the hook shot and everything. Like it's just good.
Oh, I should mention. So the Wii U being born again, John. I found an external hard drive and got the Y splitter. So evidently you need a Y splitter for that thing because it doesn't output enough power to the port. But so I thought I had just all sorts of stuff on my Wii U eShop that I could download and fill that thing up with.
Yeah.
Because I was filling up my Wii U internal really quickly, that 32 gig. And I think I have maybe 100 gigabytes of games that I have.
Actually sounds like a lot.
What? So I was trying to load the Xenoblade X add-ons to increase the load time of things.
Was there even 100 gigabytes worth of
that one's about 20 gigs, right? With all
so basically my internal is now entirely dedicated to X with all the it was I think about 20 gigs. And also the fun thing with the Wii U is it'll try to download. It needs to download everything together. So my save data was on the internal Wii U. I didn't want to move it or copy it to the external just because I was worried something might happen.
Yeah.
And so to get the X downloads onto the internal, I had to clear off the entire. I'd basically move everything over because there's no way it would fit otherwise. So that was a fun project of moving, and then I went through my eShop account and downloaded everything I had access to. So I now have downloaded copies of Pikmin and Super Mario Brothers and Wind Waker, and I think I have a WarioWare, I Game & Watch or whatever, Game & Wario. I don't know. I had that as a free thing. So I now have a backup of all my eShop games that I prize so much.
Do you have the letter on there?
I do. I downloaded the letter. That's an exclusive. Yeah.
It's exclusive. Yep.
Yeah. So Aaron, did I share this with you? I shared it with John. No, I wasn't sure. The Wii U only games in Wikipedia has been updating the list of games that are only on Wii U. So they're removing games when they're ported to Switch or even 3DS with Yoshi Woolly World. And this list, guys, is just getting really sad really quick. I'm gonna run down just the first party exclusives still on the Wii U. We got Amiibo Tap, Nintendo's Greatest Bits, Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. That's a good one. We got Dr. Luigi.
I forgot about Dr. Luigi.
We got Game and Wario. Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, which that one would be hard to port because I think the stylus is actually pretty key.
No, you could totally do that. It could be just a touchscreen game.
I think I think the stylus would be kind of key.
I never played with this. I played with my finger when I.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. Yeah. Okay. We got the Zeldas, the HD Zeldas, those two. Mario and Sonic at the 2014 Olympic Winter Games. Mario Party 10. We got Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, which I found a copy for $20 of, so that's now my collection. But I don't think that one will get ported because they've got the full version of that game coming to Switch.
It's gonna die on
Yeah.
Wii U.
We got the new Super Mario Brothers U and Luigi U. We got Nintendo Land. Got Paper Mario Color Splash. That's one I think should hit the Switch at some point. We got Pikmin 3. We got the Pokemon Rumble U, Pushmo World. Original Splatoon, which I don't think we need that. Star Fox Zero and Star Fox Guard, which that'd be difficult to port with how that game works.
You'd have to just change the entire control mechanism. Like you just have to make it normal. You just have to map the controls to the joysticks.
Well, and there's the modes where you go into.
Oh crap! Oh man, right? Jeez.
And there's 3D World, Tokyo Mirage Sessions, FE. We got the Wii Fit U, Wii Party U, Wii Sports Club, Wonderful 101, and Xenoblade Chronicles X. So that is all that remains of the exclusives, and just a handful, I think, that are really worth owning a system for at this point.
There's like 2 games worth owning that system for.
Yeah, because now, like Hyrule Warriors is gone, Donkey Kong is gone, like a bunch of games, Yoshi Woolly World, which I think the best version is still on Wii U, but there's a lot of games that are just like, oh, it's no longer exclusive because the Switch is around, and isn't that wonderful?
Even with the other couple ones, it's still pretty not good list.
I had rosier glasses. Terrible. I thought there were a lot more exclusives than.
But there are all these little games like Pushmo World and Dr. Luigi and like. Nothing,
I agree.
Nothing you show your friend to be like, look at this. You gotta get this.
I mean, Tropical Freeze, it was the best Wii U game, I must say. That is now a Switch game.
Well, that just makes me think, like, if the Wii U had done, much better, the Switch would have had many more years of being worked on. And imagine what we would have got. Like, maybe it would have had much longer battery life. It would have been able to handle much more like intense games. But maybe it was rushed. Yeah. Maybe it was rushed. I don't know.
I think they had 5 years with it, or 4 years. I don't know. They're prototyping it. Yeah. So of those left, guys, what are the 5 you want to see on Switch?
5?
Are there 5? I think there's 5.
I think there's like 2 or 3.
I mean, I want the Zelda HDs on the Switch. So that's 2 off the bat. And I want X.
I want Zelda's on the Switch.
I want X for sure. I think the Mario the 3D World and the Mario U.
3D World should come. Like I play that again. I play that again. Just because I like the cat suit. That's a really good Mario power up.
It doesn't bring everything.
And 3D World should come with Treasure Tracker built in, as like right. That should be a bundle.
No, I think they should just throw Treasure Tracker on the eShop for like $20-$30, and
that'd be a great deluxe edition. No?
Everyone would buy it.
Maybe not.
Treasure Tracker, 3D World.
Paper Mario was pretty good. I didn't finish it.
Take it or leave it.
I should. But yeah,
I like a Dr. Mario, so I'd take the Dr. Luigi, I guess. But I prefer Dr. Mario, honestly.
But yeah, I'll be curious to see at the end of the Switch's life, will every great Wii U game eventually just be on there?
No, because I think you're right about Star Fox. Even though they could make Canvas Curse work, they probably won't, just because they've already moved on to new Kirby's.
And Wonderful 101, I would say, is
I could see that getting ported.
You could. I did enjoy drawing on it, but you can do that with joysticks. Yeah,
I think that could totally come.
Yeah,
that could it probably wouldn't sell more than the Wii U. I wouldn't say it's gonna get like crazy gangbuster sales, but it probably find a lot of people who would like it.
Control wise, Pikmin 3 would be tough, I would say, because I think the stylus control is the way to do it.
Yeah,
and I don't think that works as well with the finger.
Well, you can choose maybe the Joy-Con could act. They're pretty good at pointing.
You could do a Joy-Con control.
Yeah, they're pretty good at pointing. So
one thing I didn't list because of it not being a Nintendo game, but Armillo is an exclusive to Wii U, and I loved that game.
I loved that game too. That game was like an iOS game though. That was
I don't know. That game had a lot of charm. It was
fun. Yeah. There was that one cube game I played a lot on Wii U. What was that called? I don't even remember. Cubes. I don't know. It was like a puzzle game.
Yeah, there's 40 games that live only on the Wii U right now. Just 40. Yep. I think we're done with fitness games from Nintendo for a while.
Yeah.
No Switch.
Yeah, we're not doing that quality of life stuff.
Yeah, they worried about the quality of their bottom line, I think. So they they moved off of it.
But yeah, at some point we should definitely do a full out retrospective. We started to, I think we did. We did 1 year, I think we did the first year. Yeah, but with that, we should move to the Switch's first year, I should say. It's 1 year.
Yeah,
old.
you remember when we first heard about the Switch? I was watching like a YouTube video about this just yesterday, and it made me think about it. When there were a lot of people who were just saying, like, I can't believe Nintendo's doing this, like, after the failure of the Wii U. Now you're doing this craziness.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
We weren't sure if it would be a success.
Oh, no.
Were we? No. We were like, this is about
I mean, we all thought it was cool, but we were also skeptical. I remember us talking about being concerned about it actually being able to switch to the game that fast.
Right. It's like that's got to be fake, right? Yeah.
I was worried it would just get like really hot and just overheat and like not work. Like, it would just not work very well.
And the Joy-Cons, the really tiny, will those work at all? And
yeah, I was like, how did they get like a Wiimote down to that size?
It had the buttons so tiny. There's no D-pad.
Yeah, it wasn't D-pad. Yeah, no D-pad. It wasn't until like that presentation they did in January where I started to like have faith in at least the Joy-Con. Like the Joy-Con at first, I was like, I don't know. Then when they showed us like the rumble and everything inside them, I started, and that they did have motion controls in them and everything. I started having a little bit more faith.
The hardware quality was the biggest surprise for me. Just how well they built this thing.
Yeah, I remember opening it up the first time and feeling it. I was very surprised.
Yeah,
especially compared to the Wii U gamepad. It's I have them both out now.
It's like Fisher Price, man.
It's like a quantum leap in like what it is.
Yeah,
mind-boggling. Yeah,
and
it's cheaper.
It was cheaper.
Yeah,
it was
$350 versus
$350 for the deluxe. Yeah, 32 gig.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Which was a crazy price.
It did come with the game though, guys. Nintendo Land. So that's
game
why they didn't bundle anything. But yeah. So the first month of we of course got Breath of the Wild. It's a great launch game, and our life has changed forever with Breath of the Wild.
Could there be a better launch game? Like, do you guys think the system would have sold as well if it didn't have Breath of the Wild?
I think the concept clicked with people, but that was the only big real game, right?
The concept clicked, but did the concept click with people because of Zelda? Yeah, like, would it not have clicked with them if they didn't have a game that they could?
Well, you needed a game to sell with it. It could have been a different game.
I mean, what if it was like another 2D Mario, like this, like the Wii U launched with? What if it was
Mario Kart? Would have not as been as great, but Mario Kart could have launched.
Would have done okay. Yeah.
New audience for new people, and the Nintendo people already owned the Wii U would be disappointed, but they'd buy it. Yeah. No, it was a perfect launch title. Perfect launch title for the Switch. And then they just kept on rolling. Every 6 weeks, we got another big game. So like Mario Kart rolled out after that. In April, we got Minecraft,
Arms,
then Splatoon 2, then we got this crazy Kingdom Battle Rabbids game, and the indies took over that year. There's over 300 games I think in the eShop within its first year.
How many does the Wii U have? Like 10?
They probably had 100 or so. I don't know.
I remember people on the internet were just, I guess a lot of Wii U or Nintendo fans were just going like, even when they were just announcing the Switch's lineup, they were like, no, the Wii U's first year is still better. It still had a better year. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way it had a better year.
This is the best
with Zelda and
Mario. Yeah, this is the best first party year of anybody. Zelda, Mario. Well, let's leave out the ports. So Zelda, Arms, Splatoon 2, Mario Odyssey, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Am I missing any first party ones? I mean, you had Rabbids. That's like second party.
Mario and Zelda were enough. That's all they really probably needed.
Yeah, true.
Well,
I am still shocked at how well Mario sold. Like, I was not expecting
it's a 50% attach rate, right?
Yeah, like that's crazy.
Of the 15 million consoles, half people own it. It's nuts. Yeah,
it's a lot of copies. And 3D Mario's actually don't that's a lot of copies. That's way more than Galaxy ever sold. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
And so remember at the beginning of the year, Zelda's attach rate was more than the console had sold.
Yeah, more it was people, like 2.76 million, and the console sold 2.74 or something like that.
Yeah, it was bonkers. People were buying either like a digital and a deluxe or something, or they were buying it in anticipation of being able to get a Switch, because the supply for most of the year was heavily constrained, which is amazing that they did so well. It was the fastest selling console in North America ever.
It was constrained, but they kept popping up all the time. It wasn't like they were constrained in, it was like 3 months before you ever saw one. It was like they're constrained, but every other day they were popping up on Best Buy or Amazon for 30 minutes or so.
But the PS4, that first year, it wasn't constrained, was it? Do you remember, Aaron?
I don't remember, but I don't think it was because I didn't have an issue ever getting mine.
Yeah, so I mean, having the constraint, they sold every one they could. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
which is wild. Yeah, the Wii U a little bit different. They probably overproduced those things, and that's probably the reason we never got a redesign or whatnot. Because you could have hypothetically redesigned it to be built even cheaper and lower cost, but that never happened.
Are you talking about the Wii U?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they overbuilt and they had to they never sold all the ones they even originally planned. It was just bad from the get-go.
Mm-hmm. So there's on its birthday, there's a weird bug where I've only played Zelda 2 days now because there's a weird glitch that will, after the year mark of a title, it'll just think you are a brand new Switch owner again. So.
Awesome.
Yep, it's sad.
But that's going to be fixed in the patch, I hear.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's going to be wrong. I know.
Yeah,
someone's going to lose 2 hours or something, and now all of our gameplay data is off. And
I really want the 3DS activity tracker on my Switch. Let's get on that Nintendo. That should be a priority.
Yeah. The activity tracker? Is that not there?
From the 3DS. Yeah, that's the best activity tracker they've done, the 3DS one.
No, I thought the Wii U one was the best.
No, you had to find a game's playtime, you had to go back in your calendar to actually see when you played it. It wasn't a list like 3DS was.
Yeah, but when you got to it, it shows you day by day, a graph of how much.
Oh, I know that graph's great, but I guess it merged the two because they both had great parts. So one thing I want to do is, what's the biggest game installed on your Switch, and also what's the most playtime for your Switch in this first year?
Ooh,
I can guess for John on the playtime pretty easily with it being Splatoon 2. Yeah. I don't know how many hours that is.
Probably
500 hours?
Definitely over 500. Probably over 510 now.
I thought you were saying biggest game, space.
Both. So hard drive space and then
space.
All right. For me, it's looks like Zelda is the biggest with 15.6, but next is Skyrim 14.5, and beyond that, they're all there's a huge gap because then Mario Kart 6.8. So, as far as time played, I know it's Zelda.
Yeah.
But,
Zelda got surpassed by me recently, guys.
On Xenoblade?
Yeah, I'm at 185 hours in Xenoblade compared to my Zelda's 2 days ago. No, but Zelda was around 165, so about 20 hours more in Xenoblade 2. Yep.
My biggest game is Bayonetta, the first one.
Oh, the first one. Do you have the second one installed? The second one's smaller?
Second one is on a cartridge.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It's 8.5 gigs, which is pretty big. And the next biggest one is Doom at 8 gigs.
Oh, interesting. So you have a cart of Doom and then a download add-on?
The download, I think, is the multiplayer.
Because I have a digital version of Doom. It's 21.7 gigs for me.
Yeah, mine's just the multiplayer.
Okay. So my biggest game is LA Noire at 27.4 gigs.
Oh my god!
And NBA 2K18 is 26.6 gigs. So those are my.
Whoa, that's even more insulting. How can an NBA game where there's 10 arenas? How is that?
It's all the HDs, all the music. I don't know. So
that's insane. That's insanity that a basketball game can take up that much space.
So out of my 200 gigs,
and then a game like Zelda and Mario, who have twice as many assets, that doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense.
So the most baffling thing as far as storage space, Kirby. I downloaded that. It's preloaded into my system, and that game is 2.8 gigabytes, and it's beautiful. It is a beautiful game. Yeah.
That's the demo?
That's the full game. I pre-purchased it, and you can download it already.
That seems totally reasonable.
Yeah. ARMS is 3.1 gigabytes. Like Nintendo, they're pretty good at optimizing.
Yeah, Rocket League is 6.8.
Yeah, the demo is 823 megabytes to give you an idea.
Freaking Snake Pass is 4.2 gigs.
Yeah. So one thing I heard from some people is the problem of the save data thing. So you can only save stuff internally. And evidently, there is a game that'll take up about 5 gigabytes for their save data. I forget which game this is.
5 gigs for save data?
Yeah. I forget which game it is, though. There is, but like some people, they have enough save data where they're just like, they're not having room.
That's crazy.
And eventually this will be a problem. Eventually, you could have a system with 32 gigabytes full up of just save data. Eventually.
Oh, my save data for Splatoon is 1.3 gigs.
Apparently. Right? I mean, so which is I mean, let me look at let's see, Zelda. How do you tell which is save data versus?
So if you go to like delete save data is where you can actually see the size of each of your save data. And I'm looking at mine, and it looks like Zelda is the biggest. Oh, no, I have Stardew Valley, but they're at 64 and 64.5 megabytes. That's it. That's not that big. Because I still have 25.2 gigs free on my internal storage.
Okay, so let me go through my big save. 64 for Skyrim, 128 megs for Zelda, 75 megs for NBA 2K18. Mario Kart Deluxe, 217 megs. Rocket League's pretty big. Stardew Valley is decently sized. But yeah, no 5 gig game that I see in mine. Yeah. Oh, 2 gigs. Minecraft, 2 gigs. I'm guessing Minecraft is the one that could get really problematic. Because I haven't played that much of that. I think that one can grow pretty big.
I think the reason for that is because Minecraft, as it procedurally generates things, it is saving that as it
right.
All of that.
I think if you get really into Minecraft, that could be a problem on your Switch. Is my guess. Yep. So do we think this online save thing is going to happen or something?
It's got to.
Yeah.
When this online system rolls out,
I think it will.
Doesn't everyone else have it by now?
Everyone has it.
Yes, they do.
And they've had it for a long time.
It's got to happen, yeah. If it doesn't happen, people will probably flip. I mean, if they're charging us, that has to be a part of it, right? I mean, that seems crazy.
You would think, but Nintendo does Nintendo.
That's true.
Aaron, did you play the Kirby demo yet?
No, I have it downloaded.
You do? Okay. How enthused is everyone in on day one with Kirby? What are you guys? Yeah.
I don't know about day one, but definitely
day
soon after. Yeah.
One.
It's 2 weeks. It's a Friday, 16th, I think.
Wait, wasn't it the
16th?
For some reason, I was thinking the 19th. Let's see. Let's pull up this calendar here. Yeah, it's the 16th.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, it's coming up. I'm excited. Yeah, the demo is super good. The 2 pretty meaty levels, and I didn't really watch a ton of footage on it before playing the demo, and this whole mechanic of teaming up with your enemies, I'm really digging what they've shown so far in the demo. It basically feels like you're playing a multiplayer game by yourself, which is a cool kind of feeling. I know, and the combining of powers. So you'll inhale somebody and have your power, and then you can team up and have like a fire sword by like high-fiving with another power. And some cool ideas so far I've seen. And so I'm looking forward to seeing this full game. This is, John, if you don't recall on the Wii U, we actually never got... Outside of Rainbow Curse, we never got a real Kirby game. I'd say it's been all on the 3DS. This is first HD Kirby game. I'd say.
Canvas Curse was in HD, right?
It was on the gamepad though,
but it was on the TV too.
Yeah, I mean, It was kind of an offshoot. This is the first like mainline Kirby, first HD mainline Kirby, I'd say, right?
Okay, sure, yeah.
Because I know it's a spiritual successor to Triple Deluxe, Robobot,
Unless you play it on
Dreamland.
Dolphin, because the one for Wii on Dolphin looks great.
What Epic Yarn or the second one?
The second
The
one.
ones that no
called
one played.
Yeah.
No one played that. Yeah.
I forget what it's called.
I thought that was really well received.
Well, it was well received, but everyone was done with the Wii by the time it came out.
It was a late Wii game.
So late, yeah.
Yeah.
So the one comment I've heard is it's so weird that
everyone
Kirby is like at the beginning of the life cycle instead of the end. With this.
Yeah, it's usually at the end. Like ever since like the NES.
Even the NES, yeah. The NES Kirby was one of the last games, yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I love Triple Deluxe, and I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, it looks good. The graphics, I think, look really good on it.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it's stellar. It's 30 frames a second, which Aaron will not like, but I don't notice any.
It's a big issue.
I don't notice this as a thing.
Well, apparently there's a lot going on, right? There's a lot on screen.
There is.
Yeah.
You have your 4 characters that you're playing with. So, and then all the enemies and stuff. Yeah.
I wish if you were playing one player, like I might be most of the time, there was like a 60 frames option.
But even that, John, you're teaming up with enemies, so they're like you're forming a team of the allies that fight with you. So it feels like a multiplayer game even when you're by yourself.
Even when you're by yourself. Okay.
It's a cool feeling, actually. I don't know. I dug what it was doing with that. And there's some puzzles where you'll actually need a couple characters with you. I
think it'll be pretty cool because one of the things that I always have an issue with Kirby is that sometimes you feel really limited in what you can do because you might have not picked up the right item back, previously in like the level. But it seems like with this, you'll be able to combine things or, pick up someone and then carry them along the way that will help out. So
yeah, they definitely do. In the demo levels, they gave you a lot of different powers, and they would respawn enemies to make sure you could get back to those powers if you needed them. Yeah. And you collect puzzle pieces in this game, so kind of like the Street Pass, but in Kirby this time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the collectible that you have this time around. And thankfully on the Switch, you can play the demo as many times as you want. So if you just want to play those levels over and over again and get sick of them, go right ahead.
I'll probably play the demo a little bit closer to when it comes out.
Yeah, cool. Anything else of note? Air and Monster Hunter. What's
Monster Hunter is great.
Yeah. So tell me about. So it's probably what's the gameplay loop you're doing now? Is there story or what's
so basically right when you jump in, you're basically doing the thing from the start all the way to the end of the game. From what I understand, there's not really a strong story, but there is a little bit one. But I haven't even really gotten too far into it. But basically, the whole loop of this game is that you're just grinding for gear. So you go accept a quest, which will be, for example, go kill this monster. And then there's also a sub quest in it. So if maybe you're into the fight, and you only have a limited amount of time. So you might only have like 50 minutes. Oh, that's
right. Yeah.
And then you go in and then you're like searching for the monster. And you find it, and then you got to like decide how you're going to beat this thing because it's going to be a challenge. It's basically like a boss fight over and over again with all these different bosses. And you might set down traps, maybe lay out some poison meat or something to help you out. And then you go into the fight, and you have basically 12 weapon sets to choose from, and each of the weapons are completely different from the other. So you kind of have to master whichever one you want to use. And then you just kill the monster and you get its loot. Then you find loot along like the level as well as you're trying to find the monster. And then you use that loot to turn it into like weapons and like armor. And then you go out and fight another monster.
Yeah, that sounds a lot like the end game of Xenoblade X. Yeah. And it's such a addictive loop. Like I'm upgrading, and in X, you're upgrading weapon shops and makers, and you're upgrading your mech, and you're upgrading your own body armor, and and there's in the quests, there's a lot of different quests. Like it's It seems very similar, and it's kind of interesting viewing in the 4 as Monster Hunter World has become such the phenomenon that it has.
Yeah, because I've been waiting for Monster Hunter World to come to PC. They haven't announced a release date yet, so
it's evidently the best-selling Capcom game ever, which is a huge thing because like Mega Man was a Capcom game, and like some other big titles, right?
Yeah.
7.9 million copies already.
Wow, really?
It's crazy. Yeah.
It's like Pokemon numbers.
Yeah, it's huge. It launched in January, and it's like, yeah.
They also have like Monster Hunter Generations, which is the one right after 4 on 3DS, is on sale for $15.99.
Yeah.
I decided to go for 4 after watching some like reviews because basically, from what I saw, there wasn't a lot added into like Generations besides making the menus look more childlike. And so, yeah.
4 is a heck of a game. Yeah. I mean, I guess World streamlined a lot of what people didn't like about it. But yeah. How is life? How is the 3DS? Like, I'm playing on the Wii U more. It's like it's like you kind of forget how
3DS doesn't feel as much of a throwback as the Wii U does because when the Wii U was letting us all down, we were still playing the 3DS.
True. It's true.
And so if it doesn't feel as old still. So,
and a lot of people are still buying the 3DS.
Yeah.
Like, people are not still buying Wii U.
I don't think you can buy Wii U, John.
No.
I was looking them up, and you can buy them from like, some other people are selling them online for like $500 and $600.
What?
For like the original like sealed like 32 gig like deluxe set.
Yeah, that's crazy. It probably will be a pretty valuable console. I mean, given the numbers in the future.
$864. Buy now the Super Mario 3D World Black Bundle.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I have a couple empty Wii U boxes that might be even worth the
Yeah,
I've got my Zelda Wind Waker gamepad I bought, remember?
Oh, that thing's probably actually worth a lot.
I should have bought that.
I really like that gamepad. I didn't not use it a ton. I mean, the pre-owned ones are not going as high. I mean, I can get the Wii U Wind Waker bundle for $150.
Wow, that's really.
If you have a new Wii U out there, though, hold on to it.
Yeah, the new ones, man.
Yeah, once the screens die on these things, what are you gonna do? Like,
yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking about that too. I've been playing Zelda.
You think the screen? How long do screens last? They die out?
LCDs. I mean,
you could have like dead pixels or anything could happen.
Yeah.
On
that's why I got my backup gamepad.
And then the touch screen. I'm more worried about the touch screen stop working and stuff like that.
That's true.
Or like, what if one of your sticks stops, like, or goes bad?
You think Nintendo would service the gamepad?
They might.
They might.
Actually, yeah, probably for a little while.
Yeah. I mean, I got my backup gamepad, so I can just whip at that one,
I'd worry too that, well, eventually the batteries are just going to be.
Well, you just plug it in. You plug it in the power.
Plug it in. Yeah, you have to always plug it in. Yeah,
that's no big a deal. I mean, the Switch will be that way too, but you get the dock at least. So
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's I play plugged in quite a bit even now. It's like,
no, I mean, I played a ton plugged in.
It's the way you gotta do.
I mean, I had the extended battery, but it helped a lot. Like, that extended battery was totally worth it. I think.
Yeah, great.
I mean, the battery
came with here for the Wii U. Whenever I like walk around my house with like the gamepad, I carry this with me because there's no point.
It's gonna die.
Yeah. You have to turn the brightness all the way up because the display is not that great.
The thing is, the controller's so big and the battery is so tiny inside. It's like you had all this room. You put the tiniest battery like possible.
Yeah, it's pretty big. Yeah,
it's huge.
Remember, guys, they put a camera on the front.
I forgot it had a sensor bar too on the front.
A tripod mount thing on the back.
Oh, guys, story time. So when I was, what Aaron to hear this one? This is a good story. I'll wait for Aaron for this one. It's pretty amazing what I had to do to get into Xenoblade every single time. Looking into next year, John, what game are you looking forward to or want to see announced?
I want to see Animal Crossing announced.
Oh my gosh!
I know a lot of people are going to say Smash
what a
Bros,
time!
but
I can't imagine the amount of hours that game will. That'll probably surpass Xenoblade 2, maybe.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, easily. I mean, I spent well over 300 in New Leaf. So having it on a better like system with a better screen and one that I can put on any TV.
That won't surpass Splatoon for you, but that'll be.
I don't even know if that's possible at this point, but
no, that's your hours.
I mean, it's possible, but it's just not.
You think you'll hit 1,000 hours in Splatoon?
I hit 1,000 hours in the first Splatoon, so I'm already moving at a much faster pace. So yeah.
So story time, Aaron.
Yes.
For whatever reason, to get to the Wii mode on your Wii U, you need a sensor bar.
Yeah.
And my sensor bar is in storage, and I tried to do the Wii U gamepad thing as a sensor bar. That was not working. So every time I wanted to play Xenoblade Chronicles, I lit up 2 candles to just get into the Wii mode as like some kind of secret entry door of let me light up my candles to get into the mode. And it was just such a weird thing. You
can also do some lamps. Like if you have smaller lamps.
I did not know the lamps.
And light bulbs, yeah.
But I just thought it was such a bizarre thing. Like light up a candle so I get in the Wii mode.
Yeah, I remember doing that when I was in college. So I didn't have a Wii, but my friend had a Wii, and we were playing Twilight Princess. And I remember one time something happened where we didn't have the sensor bar. I think he left it at his parents' house, so we had to light up candles.
It's so bizarre. Yeah, it's like let me just light up some candles, get this working. It's so bizarre too that you need the sensor bar to click. You basically click TV or TV and gamepad are your options on the Wii U screen, and the D-pad and buttons don't work for that. They force you to point because you're on the Wii mode, so of course you need to point.
You have to point, yeah.
But the Wii interface works with the joystick, as does a lot of the games, such as Xenoblade. Baffling.
It's really weird.
That Wii emulator was garbage on the Wii U.
Time.
I really wish the gamepad buttons worked when you get in the Wii mode. That would have been so nice to be able to play Xenoblade Chronicles with that, but no, they never finished that project. It's just halfway done. And remember the Wii U had the TV mode. That was something.
TV.
TV, yeah.
Gosh, that was a decent idea.
It was.
I mean, it makes sense. You had the thing right there in front of your TV. So
but you can control your TV with it, like the remote.
That's the IR.
That feature, oh my god, I use that.
Yeah, great remote control, right?
I even controlled my Apple TV with that controller.
Sometimes I still use that. Like if I'm sitting here and I don't know where the remote is, and grab the Wii, and you can just change the volume or something.
So my Xbox has been given new life recently. As did I mention this in the show? It's now an over-the-air antenna box.
No, but you're just using it for like the guide.
So there's an official thing you can plug an antenna into it, and it's got the guide. But it also, I was doing to the Oscars last night. You can use the Xbox app to stream live TV to your iPad. So I was doing that last night, which worked really well.
So it's kind of like a TiVo now.
A little bit. You can't record anything though. That functionality is not there. But the live stuff, so like Oscars stuff you want to watch live. I don't play games with the Xbox anymore, but it's there on my TV. And you at least there's a purpose now. And
so you're wasting all that power just to watch over-the-air TV.
Yeah, you're paying a lot of your electric bill is pretty high for that thing. Do you have the controller, like the remote control for it?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, so that's
and the Xbox and preferences, you can have it just boot right into the TV and not even show you the Xbox interface. So which is brilliant with their design goal of having non-gamers want to just use this for TV stuff.
Yeah, that really worked out.
They gave up on their ambitions. It's very sad. Very sad.
Their ambitions also were to make you connect every 24 hours.
To the internet. Yeah.
I mean, the original, like, they should have pitched the original concept better, because the whole idea of what they wanted to do could have been actually pretty great and different from what PlayStation did.
It's not. I mean, it's not really. They wanted it to be like the entertainment, everything, right?
Yeah, and well, also
yeah.
the game thing, the game sharing mechanism would have been. Right? Am I remember this right? Where you'd have more rights to your digital games, or you'd have friends share games.
You would have been able to share games. Yeah, that was their original intention.
Yeah,
But-
what happened to that? Why that never?
Because the
I
internet
think
got
it's
angry.
because of some
Internet
of the
connection,
rules
yeah.
that they had about that is that, to make sure that you actually own the game, you had to connect, and people didn't like that. So
Yeah.
I didn't like it, but I also would like to share my games. Maybe find like a medium between the two.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, most people's Xboxes are already always hooked up, though, right? So
Yeah, and it'll
they are.
complain at you if you haven't updated because it won't work with the
Yeah,
online
true.
services. So it's like,
Hmm.
what's the point? What's the point? So, any other final words here for this episode?
I also picked up this game. What's it called? Owlboy.
Oh, Owlboy, yeah.
I heard good
saw
things
that.
about
Switch. I mean, yeah, and it's pretty fun. It's I think the best way to describe it is that it's like a platformer that is also a dual stick shooter. And so you're this owl and you like run around and you only have you can only like dash and roll and stuff like that, but you can pick up people that have weapons. Like there's this guy who has a gun. And so then you use the right stick to aim his gun, the left stick to fly around, and then you use the trigger to shoot. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I heard a lot about this game. A lot of people really like it who've played it because it's on Steam, I think, too.
Yeah. And that's where I was going to get it originally, but then when I heard it was coming out on Switch, I waited, and then I saw it one day and I picked it up. But I've only played like an hour of it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Scribblenauts launches tomorrow, I think.
What, the battle one?
Yeah. I haven't looked much into it, but Scribblenauts, I don't know. What else? Outlast is coming to Switch pretty soon. $30.
Yeah, the
Outlast 2
eShop has a lot of games coming in March, it looked like.
Oh, this is interesting. I'm now seeing on Outlast 2 it says eligible for up to 150 plus gold coins. So they're now telling you how many coins you'll get when you buy a game.
Oh, that seems fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. Is it for every game that's doing that? Yeah. So at some point, I'd imagine in March they said they'd be rolling out the new feature, right? Of getting discounts, I guess.
The rewards, yeah.
Which makes me hope that Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze will be a part of that at some point.
Too new.
Whoa. So I'm looking at like Attack on Titan 2. It says eligible up to 300 gold coins.
Yes. Yeah, it's what is it? 10. It's 5% back. Is I think the percentage. So like 5% of the purchase gets you that amount in discounts, I guess. Yeah, like Payday 2, 250. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a straight 5% or if it's variable. It might be a little bit variable. Something I when I was playing with the Wii U, it struck me the Wii U eShop music is extremely energetic right now. I'm not sure if you watched it recently. Yeah, it's like super energetic. It's like I'm still alive, guys. Come on, play with me.
Is it? Did it change?
Yeah, they change it every once in a while.
seasonally.
I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and with X, oh my gosh, the online stuff. So the Miiverse is dead, guys.
It just doesn't work.
Well, so there's like, it'll randomly connect to some online stuff in X, but a big part of the game was online stuff, and that's no longer there for a lot of it. So that's a disappointment.
Yeah, that sucks.
So when it comes to Switch, I'll be able to play that and enjoy that part of the game if I want to get back into it. I may be burned out of the original X at that point. But yeah, okay. Anything else before we wrap it up?
That's it.
Okay, you good, John?
Yeah, think so.
Cool. This is a fun episode. A lot of fun. Fun things. Me and Aaron playing the Wii U again.
Yeah.
So weird. I don't know what game I'd even play if I turned it on.
I think I might want to play some Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Oh,
you should go back into that. How far did you get in that, anyways?
Not far.
Did you get your mech?
I don't even think I did. No.
Okay.
It's a lot of game, man.
It is a lot of game.
It's a big commitment.
It is.
So
it's addictive though. It's a good one. That and the original. Wow. The story and the Chronicle games are just insane. They're just bonkers. You should play them at some point. Yeah.
One day I'll just wake up and throw it in, or something will happen like that.
Yeah. Hey, I got hit with the bug. It's happening to you someday.
Yeah.
So, John, where can folks find you on the interwebs?
You could find me on Twitter and everywhere at John Wesley. And if you want to watch gaming stuff, I'm at John's Nintendo Carts on Twitch and YouTube.
Cool. What you earn?
You can find me mainly on Twitter at Sage Kinkajou.
Cool deal. My handle is TCHATEN. You go youtube.com/tchatter for the video version of the show. We'll be back next time for level 180. Thanks for listening or watching. Bye.